everybody and welcome back. I'm here today to work a little bit more on this. So in my last video I made an expandable pocket, and while I'm really happy with how it turned out, I love the tag on the back to create that extra pocket. I think the expandable pocket works really well. It just didn't feel entirely finished, so I've been having a think and a play around and gathering some different bits and pieces, so I just want to get it finished off today. Now, from the last video, originally I wasn't going to line the inside, but you could really see the pattern on the bag coming through. So I did decide to cover it in the end. So I have used some of my collage papers just to fill that inside. I've still got my journaling cards on the inside. So that part hasn't changed. But as I said, it just didn't feel quite finished. Now, I did say I didn't want to layer up on here. Because obviously I love her face, but I was thinking of other ways that I could possibly decorate. So I've got these star words, which are a freebie. I've got Merry on one side, gift on the other, and I've just put some cheesecloth in the middle. And I was thinking of making a little dangle to kind of hang off the front here. And again, so we're not covering her face, but I thought just to kind of add something. I've got this butterfly, which I think was from Nathalie's part of the kit, but I can't remember if it was the kit or the freebies, but it was just one of her fussy cuts. And then I just cut a circle from vellum and I've just sewn them together. And I was thinking that might look quite nice in either of the corners down the bottom, maybe on that side actually, so it's not on her face. And then originally I had just tucked a couple of these were from Nathalie's part of the kit as well, and they were just sort of two cards, but as you can see I've kind of layered them together and then I've sewn all the way around and then glued along the bottom, and then I've just sewn a tab on, but that now creates two pockets, one on each side, and then I've gathered some papers to make a kind of little sort of scrappy booklet to go in there. And I just thought that's a bit more, certainly for writing space and things that can go inside there rather than just having the two little journaling cards. I also have, if I take those off, I mean obviously the front is quite busy, but it kind of lacks layers and texture. So I thought, because on the front of my zine I'd cut out this Christmas tree and I'd put a ribbon up the middle and the cheesecloth round the edges, I thought I'd do something similar. I didn't do exactly the same, so I've got cheesecloth up the middle. I've used a couple of the numbers that were from Nathalie's part of the freebies, and again I've used different sort of gems to look like baubles. So I've got green and then I've got these kind of clear shiny ones. And I was thinking that I might stick that here, so it's kind of in between the two snowmen and we still get to see that lovely gingerbread man. It doesn't matter that it's hanging off a little bit because I can still obviously open up the pocket. It doesn't affect how this works. So I was thinking of sticking that on the front there. So this video is going to be a nice short one. It is just, like I said, finishing off and decorating this. It just felt a little bit unfinished from last time, considering all of the kind of layering and the stitching and everything that went into these. I just felt that this was lacking something, so that's why I've kind of put these bits together. So as I said, this tree I think I want going on here, so I don't need to apply glue along this part here. So I'm just going to focus mostly on the middle anyway, because it doesn't matter if obviously the edges do curl up a little bit. That just adds a little bit more dimension. I'm just going to put a little bit more at the top though, just to make sure that's secure. And as I say, I want it just between the two snowmen. I don't want to hide them. And then I still want to obviously see that little gingerbread man because I think he's just so cute. So that's going to go on there. And I think that just, I don't know, helps finish off the front. I might still put a word or something on there as well. But yeah, as I said, I've lined the inside, got plenty of space in there. And then what I'm going to do is at the end, if I've still got some bits of ephemera and things left over, they can all go in here as well. On the back, I was going to have this little butterfly, and I think I'll have that down this side. As I say, I was going to put it over here, but I think it's going to look better on this side. So I'm going to use my glue, and I'm just going to apply the glue where the butterfly is behind the vellum. Now this is a very good glue, it does dry clear, and it's very good with vellum. You don't tend to see it. Certainly on the couple of projects that I've tested it with anyway, it's been very, very good, and it holds very well. Because vellum has that kind of shiny surface, other glues don't often stick to it very well, but this one I think is a very, very good. So that's that. As I say, I wanted to make a dangle, so I've pulled out, I've got these sort of shiny green bulb pins, so I was thinking I can kind of clip it off of the ribbon that's tied there. Now I wasn't sure if I'd need any jump rings, so I have pulled a couple out just to kind of see how it hangs. But first of all, I just need to punch my hole. Okay, so there's a little hole in the top. See, if I put this straight onto the bulb pin, it's probably not going to lay particularly flat, but we'll test it and see. Okay, it's not too bad, but it does kind of want to spring to the side, but I guess it's not too bad. But you do have the option, as I say, of adding some jump rings. I probably won't if it's going to sit like that. That's not too bad. Right, then I think I had these two bits. One of them I was just going to tie on here in the background. Okay, just to have another element sort of hanging in the background as well. So we've got the word, we've got that string, okay, and then we have these. So I was trying to think about how I wanted these pages to go inside, and I think I might actually just staple them rather than sewing them in, because there's not very many pages, so sewing them in just seems like a bit too much effort really for these few pages. And all I've done is I've just done a mix of dyed papers. So I've got this green music paper, then this may not pick very well up on camera, but this is kind of just like a sort of peachy colour, and I've got a slightly bigger piece of the music paper, and then a bigger piece of the peachy colour as well, and that's all I've put in there. So just a teeny little notebook just to kind of add some memories to. And I've got this stapler which goes to the side just to make it easier to staple. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got the middle. Okay, so one at the top and one at the bottom. And that's that all now stapled in. Okay, and then I was also thinking of putting this string through the eyelet. Just like that, and then this should all hopefully fit inside there, just like that. So then you've got that hanging out. We've got this dangling down. We've got our nice little butterfly, and then on this side we've got those. Now because I've got this tag here with this, I'm kind of feeling that I need something on there as well. I'm just going to trim this a little bit because it doesn't need to be that long. And then I think I'm going to do the same up here, just so then it's kind of matching. Okay, so then we're going to need another piece of string. Okay, so I just think that looks so much better, more finished now than it did before. So on the back we've got a dangle with some of the string as well. We've got this cute little red butterfly down the bottom. We've got this which pulls out. We have got tags in there. Now I have not decorated the tags. I've not put anything in the top, only because obviously I don't want it too bulky, otherwise it won't fit inside the pocket. But we've got a nice now little scrappy notebook that fits in this nice big pocket. And then with that poking out, when we flip it over, this now matches. And then obviously we've got this to open up our main pocket, which is expandable. And as I said, at the moment I've got some of the different journaling cards. This was from mine, and then those two were from Nathalie's part of the kit. And then as I say, when I get to the end, if I have any more bits and pieces left over, then that will all go in there as well. But I think that just looks a lot more finished, and just, yeah, those final pieces just really add to it, I think. Okay, so there's the finished expandable pocket. I'm really pleased with the additions that I've put on there. I just think it finishes it off nicely. It didn't feel complete at the end of the last session, and I wanted to show you what I've done and how I've put it together. Just simple things as well, so teeny little cluster, just having a little dangle, just adding a little bit of string on the tabs works. Again, cheesecloth is my best friend. I always add cheesecloth in my projects. Just think it adds a lovely texture. And yeah, like I said, while this is collaged, it's just having that extra texture, that extra layer on the front as well. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I will be back very soon with the third and final challenge of the Cozy Christmas collab. And I will be doing another video or two as well, making another mini project for this mini Christmas series. Thank you very much, everybody, and I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye for now.